All right. Thanks for being my guinea pig on transforming self-limiting beliefs into self-expanding beliefs and really doing that extraction and distilling down to figure out where the story and narrative's coming from that got us to where we are today. So this is meant to be an instructional guide on identifying and transforming your self-limiting beliefs. And it starts with awareness and discovery. So change begins with awareness. A self-limiting belief is an internal narrative restricting our potential, often without even our conscious awareness. And these beliefs originate from past experiences, societal norms, family expectations, trauma, repeated messages from people that are influential to us. So what I've learned is the key is we have to uncover what is this limiting belief. So we have to reflect on the areas of our life where we're feeling stuck, frustrated, or maybe where we're like consistently underperforming, and we can recognize that. And then we have to document these reoccurring stories or these thoughts that we have around these areas. And then we really dig in and we have to trace the origin of these stories, whether it's from, the parents, teachers, cultural norms. And so, you could discover that you have a belief of, or something you tell yourself is, I'm not capable of career success. And this can go counter to, what people are saying, like, oh, you're crushing it, but you don't truly believe it. And you might discover that the origin, after really digging in, is that your parents regularly compared you to your siblings unfavorably. And so this is what you need to understand and process to change these beliefs. You really have to understand the impact. So you have to evaluate how your limiting belief has influenced your life choices, behaviors, and overall direction. So this comes from asking yourself honestly, and almost like autonomously. A lot of times when we do the writing, like, don't overthink it, just write it. How has this belief shaped my life? Then you have to ask yourself, why have I held on to this belief? And then how does it affect what I feel I should or shouldn't be doing? Example, believing I'm not capable has stopped me from applying for promotions or seeking new opportunities. And I'm sure you can, if you made this your belief, or it is your belief, you could probably think of examples where it has stopped you from doing something in a way unfavorable to what you would like as an outcome. Next, we have to decode the belief. So we have to clarify our beliefs into clear statements. And then we need to determine, does this belief empower me or does it restrict me? Is this belief beneficial for my highest good and others? So saying I'm not capable of something can be a limiting belief, but to turn it into like an empowering belief, I am capable and continuously learning so that I can, whatever applies to you. That's an empowering belief. And then we really have to work at creating this self-expanding belief that we talked about, last week, or earlier this week, sorry, where we transform our limiting belief into an empowering alternative that supports growth and aligns with who we know we have the true potential to be. So old belief, I'm not capable. New belief, I am capable, learning, fully able to succeed. We want to be careful to not just have this be like an affirmation. Like, that is part of why we have to dig down and understand what led us to where we're at. So think of it as like a computer code that you've been coded, and now you have to recode it. You have to reinforce it. You have to believe it. So to adopt your new belief requires releasing the old one. You have to get rid of that old code. And a lot of this comes from identifying and fully experiencing the emotions and sensations that maybe you're trying to push away with that old limiting belief. You need to go ahead and feel them. So some ways to do this is we document or vocalize the emotions and the physical sensations that are linked to that belief. We go through affirmations that we are ready to release this belief. And then we allow our inner wisdom to affirm our empowering belief. Like, we've done the work. We know what is possible. Like, we know it. We believe it. So, example, thinking of your limiting belief, it brings tightness to your chest. I'm ready to let this feeling go, knowing my potential is greater. So an example for me is I do carry a lot of tension in my chest, like shortness of breath, even though I can breathe just fine. And I get a tense neck. I get like serious heat in my neck. So I can identify where I carry this. And I know that is not good for me. Like, I believe that it is not good for me to have these feelings. I don't have any. I'm using some. There's some really cool like guided audio practices and breath work and like tapping exercises and watching bouncing balls go from one side of a screen to the other while breathing certain ways, where you can really cross like your right brain and your left brain, and allow some of this reprogramming to happen. I can do some work like looking online and stuff, trying to help find some of these tools. They've been really helpful for me. I just don't have any of them. So everything I can share right now is pretty much, helping you talk through things and write things, and hopefully leading you to have some of those physical emotions and sensations come up so that you can recognize them and have, the evidence that you don't want to continue them. Another thing that is powerful to do is to find evidence to strengthen your new belief by seeking like literal real life evidence. So you're looking for like personal examples or inspiring examples from others, or just examples in the world of someone that embodies this belief. It could be, a political figure. It could be an actor. It could be somebody in a book that's fictional. It could be your mom. It could be your brother. You have this belief. Now look for someone that is living it, because, if someone is living your belief, it's pretty good proof that it's real. And you'll remember that, hey, like, this is a real thing. It's not like a pipe dream. If you struggle to truly feel your new self-expanding belief, you can titrate it. So it's hard to not believe something if you turn it into like a softer version. I'm learning to recognize. I'm starting to believe. If you put that in the front of your belief, which is basically the opposite of, your self-limiting belief, after you distilled through everything, it's really hard to argue with. Like, your brain can handle, I'm starting to believe. Maybe easier than just kind of like a binary statement. Again, that reinforcement part is really important. You get some value probably from going through the work, but you probably get more value from reinforcing it until you truly believe it, and it just becomes like part of your subconscious reprogramming. So we want to regularly reaffirm those beliefs. We want to recognize the actions that are aligned with those new beliefs, and we want to be good about reflecting on our progress. This consistent reinforcement is what will integrate your new belief into your mindset permanently. So, yeah, I hope this helps. If you have any questions, like going through the workbook I created, I did use ChatGPT to help. So tried to make it not feel too AI based. But yeah, looking forward to your feedback and excited for our next meeting to kind of talk about what you're feeling, what you're finding, and to help me iterate as well. Again, thank you for the opportunity. I really do appreciate it.